Hi, what's up? So for this video, I'm just gonna kind of get something off of my chest today. I've been this way for about 3 years now, and I've been putting off telling about this for a very long time, and I told myself that I was gonna start being more open and honest about my life in general. So, I'm a furry. Wait, what? A furry? What's that? Well, when the full moon is out, we become a deadly version of our spirit animal for the rest of the night. Oh, okay. Well, there's no shame in accepting yourself for who. Wait, what? Oh God! The moon! It's shining. Are you serious right now? It's happening! Yeah, I'm gonna go. Oh, it feels so good to be back down here. I feel I can be as loud as I want! I know, right? Surprise! Surprise! I'm not sad. Joke's on you. That was just an excuse to put on a stupid skit that I probably acted out horribly. But yes, you heard that sentence right. I am what scientists call a furry. That's right, you get yourself a bowl full of Disney movie and cartoon obsession, and then put in a whole bunch of social anxiety and or autism. I'm allowed to make that joke because I have Asperger's. And you've got yourself a furry. Now, some of you may be wondering what a furry actually is. Well, let's start with a technical definition. A furry is somebody who is a fan of or adores humanoid anthropomorphic animals. You know those Zootopia characters, the animals that walk on 2 feet, they talk English, they wear clothes, all those stuff. That right there is my jam, and a lot of other people's jam as well. And I like to put it on my sandwiches. And wash it down with water! That could also explain why I'm the only kid in my school who actually enjoys the Cats the musical. I didn't watch the movie, but I do have the soundtrack from the original 1980s Broadway musical. It is amazing. Touch me, it's so easy to leave. I'm hearing small noises inside of this room, and I am afraid. Dogs are barking outside, and the acoustics make it sound like it's haunted. People like to create things called personas. When you're a furry, of course. When you're a furry, you like to make something called a persona. It's basically just a character that you make that represents you or who you want to be. It can be any sort of animal. It can be a dog, a cat, a bird, a fish, a horse. It can be a mythical creature like a unicorn. It can be a hybrid. You can make your own. People have made their own. I did have one, but I'm planning on getting rid of it and making a new one. I'm not sure what it's going to be just yet, but if you follow my Twitter, you'll probably know. And sometimes you can get these mascot suit looking things called fursuits. They are very expensive and they're not required to be a furry, which is a common misconception. But you can buy them if you have enough money. You can get them in a full suit, which is basically just like all of your body covered. You can get a partial, which is your hands, your feet, and your head, or you can just get head only. There are studios that'll just only sell you heads if you want. And it's less expensive, which makes getting that head real easy. People who make fursuits can actually make it look like the characters that you want it to look like, which means that you can put it on and you can act like your character that you made. But like I said, it's expensive. There is a studio out there who is selling partial suits for $1,200, which is a lot. I honestly think it's a little weird that if you're gonna buy a suit for the sake of acting like your character, if that character is a different personality, I do find that a little bit weird. Because what if you're in college or like you're in high school or something, and it ends up being Halloween, and you decide to bring your fursuit over and act like your character all day? You're gonna get some weird reaction. Hey man, how you doing? Pretty good. You wanna go down to Taco Bell, get something to eat? Can't do it. I have a biology test tomorrow. If we're not gonna use it outside of school, we might as well use it in school. I wish I was nearly as enthusiastic about school as you. I mean, we don't really have a choice, so you might as well milk as much fun out of it as you can. Hey, how you doing? has been miserable, my friend. What now? I just wish we didn't have school, you know? I just got better things to do. It's my character, just go with it. Okay, well, you ready for that test or what? Yeah, I'm just gonna guess every question, man. We're not even gonna use this stuff outside of school, right? Right. Yeah, it gets awkward. Why not just make it you, but an animal? Anyways, there are also... I went too hard on that one. But anyways, there are also, nailed it, conventions all around the world. You know how they have sci-fi conventions and Comic-Cons and all that stuff? You can also find furry conventions. They're actually sprinkled all around the world, and there are plenty in the US as well. Just in the US alone, we have Anthrocon, Midwest Fur Fest, Biggest Little Fur Con, Painted Desert Fur Con, Anthro Northwest. Blue Ridge Fur Fair is going to get going for its first year in like a month. And it's a great place to go out and do furry things. They have talent shows, they have dance competitions, they have raves, they have dealers' dens, they have all kinds of stuff. If you want to get a taste of what they're like, Verplex and Majira Strawberry are both great YouTubers that have great vlogs showing what it's like to be at one of these weird conventions. Who is that making noise? Who's making noise? My dog's outside. And now I bet you're all wondering, why do we exist? This actually has history to it, folks, and it starts in sci-fi conventions. It's right around the time when sci-fi conventions start becoming more localized and more popular, and people start creating bootleg anime comics and fan magazines, which they call fanzines, and showing them off to the people at sci-fi conventions. And it escalated to the point where they actually got people like creators and publishers and all that stuff to actually go out and release this stuff. And one specific group of publishers and creators had a specific focus on anthropomorphic animals. I believe their name was Voodie. They stopped in 1983, but because of the short time that they were publishing comics, this interest for anthro animals grew into technically its own subculture. And when people started finding bigger platforms for underground publishing, people started having parties in hotels specifically dedicated to showing off comics and animation dedicated to anthropomorphic animals, and they would eventually be called furry parties. And this was also on top of the fact that apparently furries had a pretty big impact on the early internet, with chat systems being created as early as 1983. It grew enough to where eventually people decided, hey, let's make a convention completely dedicated to this stuff. It was called Conference. It was held in 1989. It was more of a test run than an actual con per se, and it had 65 guests. But today, the biggest fur con in the world, Midwest Fur Fest, takes place at the end of every year and had an attendance of 11,000 people last year. It is probably the weirdest subculture that exists today, but it exists. And I'm in it, which means I'm more cultured than you. So yeah, I'm a furry. I don't know what else there is to take away from this video. There will be more furry related content on the way, but for the most part it will remain unchanged. So yeah. If you liked this video and you want to see more like this stuff, then please feel free to give it a like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Check out my Twitter, check out my Patreon, check out my Discord server. I know I haven't been posting on my Discord server. I'm trying to change it, so just check it out and wait for me to post on the Discord server. I promise it will happen. Maybe. And I guess I will see you all next time I get back on the internet. Goodbye!